once again, thank you so much. And could you please introduce yourself to kind of share what you do with people?
Sure. My name is Sarah Kelly, and I'm an ADHD coach for late diagnosed ADHD women. I deal with more of the emotional aspect of having ADHD. And I've been doing this for 2 years. I launched exactly 2 years ago.
Amazing. That's great. And then could you please share the results? So how much were you making before the coaching? And then how much have you made in the past kind of few weeks with us?
Sure. So I was getting most of my leads from YouTube, which I've actually paused because Instagram and Facebook are going so well. And I was averaging one sale a month. There was a couple of months where I had 2 sales and a couple of months where, I didn't have any sales, but on average about one sale a month. And since joining the program, I've had my best month. I signed up 6 students. And so cash on hand was 17,000. And I'm not doing YouTube right now because it's so much more work and the ROI is so much less.
Amazing. Cool. And then could you please share so point A from Instagram, you weren't really getting leads, so it was like 0 to 17K or?
I would say 0, yeah.
Amazing. And then
And the problem with Instagram is for me is I'm a little bit older and it's kind of a younger person's game, social media. And I felt like I was just throwing spaghetti at the wall. So sometimes something seemed to work, but I didn't know what it was. And now I know exactly what works. So the coaching has been really amazing. And when the coach says, okay, today on Tuesdays, you do a viral video with the CTA of whatever, I know exactly how to create that. Whereas before I was trying so many things and I wasn't documenting what was working and I wasn't researching properly. So it was exhausting because I was throwing spaghetti at the wall.
Exactly, yeah. That's the feedback we often get because it's really hard. Like there's so many advice on the internet and you're not sure what to follow and you try to follow everything and it doesn't work. But that's amazing. I'm really proud of you. And so you mentioned 17,000 in cash, but is it more in revenue, like in expected payments?
Yeah, so I do some payment plans, short payment plans. So there'd be another 4,000 in there.
Amazing. Well, great amount for the first kind of try for Instagram. And what was the biggest struggle before coaching? So you mentioned obviously with the posting, like you were trying to understand how to post, what works on Instagram, but maybe anything else that you found confusing?
Yeah, definitely. I didn't understand, hooks. So engaging someone. So there'd be a long pause before I'd start speaking. And then I was one of those people who'd be like, hi, I'm Sarah, I'm an ADHD coach. Nobody wants to hear that. So just getting to the point and then making highly relevant content to my niche. I don't serve every ADHDer has been really helpful because the women who resonate with my content, they feel like they know me intimately by the time we get on a call together.
Good. Amazing. Yes, it's exactly that's because when we share something on social media, we only have a few seconds because there's so much information. And then the better the hook is, the more open you are in terms of your content, the better the conversion will be. Insane. And then so how did you feel back then? Because you mentioned you were throwing kind of spaghetti at the wall. Was it confusing, frustrating? And how do you feel right now? When you do have the strategy, when you know the projection, when you know the plan, what's the difference in feelings?
Yeah, well, I also have ADHD, so concentration and focus and commitment is something that's hard for me. And people with ADHD and on the spectrum, I'm on the spectrum as well, were prone to burnout. So I was getting really burnt out because I was trying all these things. I knew I had a good product and I knew the people that I was supporting, I was getting results for, but I couldn't figure out how to get more relevant, I guess, client avatars, my perfect client, into it. So it was really exhausting. And I've been in tears. I've been on the verge of quitting. And then I got a referral from somebody who I'm in a different program with, that he was using your system, Mike, the pizza guy. And I was like, what are you doing on Instagram? Your videos are really, really good. And you seem to get a lot of engagement. And he also has a super odd kind of niche. It's not going to fit everybody. And he told me, go to Instagram, Mike. And so I watched a couple of his videos and followed him for a couple of days. And a couple of days later, I was on the program. It was a yes before I even got on the call because I knew that I know you have to spend money to make money in business. But I've spent so much money in so many different places and buying little programs, and there's so many coaches that claim to teach social media, but I don't want to do dancing videos. I mean, I do it once in a while because it's silly and cute and changes things up, but I'm really a talking head type of person. And so my messaging is everything because I'm not using other gimmicks to bring people in. So the messaging in this program has made it so that I'm not burnt out anymore. And I'm making money, and I'm actually really loving the process again. Whereas before there were so many aspects to being an online coach that I didn't like, and social media was a huge aspect of it. Now I find it fun.
Amazing. That's literally what I live for. Like those interviews with clients, like my heart just starts pumping because like I lead the product team, and like the fact that we deliver the service and like you like it and you don't feel burnt out anymore, because it's really common because you're trying so many things and like, hey, I want to try this and it doesn't work. Like you spend, let's say, hours on a video and it didn't perform. I'm like, okay, fine, now I should just give up right now. So that's
My biggest problem right now is honestly, I have 2,000 messages in ManyChat. I can't keep up with them, and I'm hiring a virtual assistant and somebody to help me manage the messages. Just so that I can rest, because like it went almost too crazy, too fast. Like the growing pains are definitely there because I went from it being crickets and really just trying to figure out what to do to now just barely being able to keep my head above water. Like I know that I'm leaving a lot of money on the table just with the fact that I'm not responding to all these DMs properly and as efficiently as I could be.
no worries. We've got you. We'll guide you step by step. Not gonna leave anything on the table.
Yeah.
Amazing. And what are the three main things? So you mentioned obviously like the lessons or the guidance from the coach, but like what are the three main pillars or things that helped you to achieve these results?
Definitely my relationship with my coach has been amazing. I need that accountability. Again, I have ADHD, so someone saying, okay, on Monday, what were your results last week? That holds me accountable to make sure that I'm looking into my own metrics, which is something that I do still kind of struggle with. And then, just having someone understand, again, like everything is coach, honestly, like Reagan, I think her name is, she has been amazing because she holds my hand, she understands my disability, and she's willing to work with me with it. And she's making sure that I don't get that shiny object syndrome and I'm just focusing on everything. So everything right. So honestly, it's the accountability, it's the support, and it's the somebody understanding how my brain works and understanding that like I do have ADHD and I do struggle with certain things, and I don't feel bad coming to her and saying, I find this really hard. She's so solution focused that it's been amazing. And I will be working with her for like, this is it. I'm in this and I'm staying. So I'm really, really grateful.
Amazing. That's great. And then just the last few bits from my side. So there are two kind of types of people. Those who already enrolled in a coaching, so already bought. But what would be your advice for them? So when they just start, maybe they're like a ton of lessons, a ton of like things you can do. What maybe you would focus on if you were to start again, or just advice for people who just joined?
Just to ask questions when you get stuck, even if you think that they're not intelligent questions or you should know something. I mean, I'm almost 50. I don't understand social media. And I don't really go on social media that much, even from like an entertainment aspect. So don't be scared to ask questions because your coach isn't going to be a mind reader. And if you tell them you need support, that's what they're there for. And I've had two coaches in this program, and both of them were top level support. Like I have nothing bad to say about that. And then just follow the program.
Amazing. Love that. And then the last part, so the last person is someone who is thinking about joining. So maybe they're like looking at different solutions, different programs. So why did you choose this one specifically? Or like, because you tried several things. Why did you need to choose us?
Yeah, I chose this program because I wanted results and I didn't want tactics. I think a lot of social media coaches are do this dance or follow this trend and use these hashtags and all of these things that really you don't need to be successful. I want someone to tell me, okay, if you know your client, then you research what they like and what they learn, and then you make it your own. So it's never about copying somebody, but taking inspiration. And by taking inspiration and making it your own, you're not plagiarizing anything. And you're actually going to get the results that you want because you're being so intentional. So it's a huge time saver to work with someone like Mike and his team, rather than working with someone who claims to be a social media person just because they're telling you to do dances and using hashtags and all of these metrics that really don't matter. So I don't use hashtags anymore. That's something that I've always thought that I had to use, and you don't. If you are talking to your ideal client, they will find you.
Exactly. Yeah. And like there are new updates with the algorithm. You don't really need like hashtags because you just use the keywords, the exact like dream results and pain points of your audience. And that's how algorithm scans it and shows it to the right people. So that's exactly what we're doing. Amazing. Well, I'm really happy to hear the story, and like this is insane result. Like I just want to congratulate you and like say how proud I am for your hard work. And obviously this is just the beginning. Like we just started. So buckle up. We're ready to scale to like 50 a month easily. So really excited to work with you, and thank you so much for your time today.